Welcome to the Knowledge Bridge channel. Today we continue the third section, mentioned above, the cataloging and organizing. Please move on the section. The sun had barely begun to rise, casting a soft glow over the sleepy town, as the librarian, Clara, stepped into the library. The familiar scent of aged paper and polished wood greeted her like an old friend. It was a quiet sanctuary before the world stirred to life, and Clara cherished these moments of solitude. She placed her bag on the front desk, took a deep breath, and prepared herself for the day ahead. First on her agenda was the ritual of checking her emails. She settled into her chair, the worn leather creaking gently beneath her. The glow of the computer screen illuminated her face as she clicked through the messages. There were reminders about upcoming meetings, notifications from the Library Association, and a flurry of inquiries from patrons. Clara made mental notes as she skimmed through each email, prioritizing the requests that needed immediate attention. A request for a book recommendation from a local high school student caught her eye, and she smiled, remembering her own teenage years spent lost in stories. Once the digital correspondence was sorted, Clara turned her attention to the tangible world around her. She grabbed a steaming cup of coffee from the small kitchen nook, the warmth of the mug comforting her hands. With a sip of the rich brew, she felt the familiar surge of energy that would fuel her morning. The library was still quiet, but she knew that wouldn't last long. She moved to the back room, where boxes of new books awaited her attention. Each volume was a portal to a different world, and Clara felt a thrill of excitement as she began the process of cataloging them. She carefully unwrapped the first book, its crisp cover gleaming under the fluorescent lights. The title, a contemporary novel about love and loss, spoke to her, and she couldn't help but skim the first few pages before entering the details into the library system. Each book was a promise to the community, a chance for someone to find joy, knowledge, or solace within its pages. As she worked, she imagined the readers who would soon discover these stories, their lives touched in ways she could only hope for. With the new arrivals processed, Clara turned her attention to organizing the shelves. The library was a labyrinth of knowledge, and it was her job to ensure that every book found its rightful place. She grabbed a cart and began to pull misplaced volumes from the shelves, carefully dusting them off before returning them to their homes. The rhythmic sound of books sliding into place was soothing, and Clara relished the order it brought to the space. Each shelf, meticulously arranged, was a testament to her dedication, a promise of accessibility for everyone who wandered through the doors. As she worked, she glanced at the calendar hanging on the wall. The upcoming events were highlighted in bright colors, and Clara's heart raced with anticipation. There was a children's storytelling hour scheduled for Saturday, and she had prepared an engaging lineup of tales that would spark imagination and laughter. The thought of the little ones gathered around her, wide-eyed and enchanted, filled her with warmth. She made a mental note to gather supplies for crafts afterward, ensuring that the event would be a memorable experience. The clock ticked steadily, and Clara knew she had to wrap up her morning tasks. She moved to the community bulletin board, pinning up flyers for the upcoming book club meeting and the local authors' signing event. Each poster was a beacon, inviting patrons to engage with their library in new and exciting ways. She stood back to admire her work, a sense of pride swelling within her. This was more than just a job. It was a commitment to her community, a way to foster connection and learning. As the first patrons began to trickle in, Clara felt a rush of satisfaction. The library was ready for them, a haven of knowledge and imagination. Her morning routine, filled with small but significant tasks, had set the stage for a day of discovery and community engagement. Clara smiled, knowing that every book processed, every shelf organized, and every event planned contributed to the heart of the library, making it a welcoming place for all who entered. Thank you for watching. We will continue the next section about connecting with patrons, from research to recreation and beyond. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to give your positive comments and subscribe for more. See you again.